Hi, I'm Jason Green, an attorney in the state of Georgia in my 17th year of practice. I've been a felony prosecutor in Atlanta, Fulton County, DeKalb County, and most recently Clayton County. I've worked as a criminal defense attorney in the private practice of law. And I want to share with you some information about commonly asked questions about the criminal justice system. Today's topic is, what is the role and importance of the grand jury? 2 weeks, 2 grand jury decisions. Many Americans are demanding to know why grand juries didn't bring Officer Darren Wilson to trial for shooting and killing unarmed teenager Michael Brown, or why no charges were filed against Officer Daniel Pantaleo, who killed Eric Garner with a chokehold during a routine arrest. We've watched juries in action all of our lives. Most of you know what they are. The trial jury, or petit jury to use the technical term, is composed of 12 citizens who hear a felony, or 6 if it's a misdemeanor. But before juries like that can make any decision, another jury has to decide if the case should even go to trial. That's where the grand jury comes in. So how do you get on a grand jury? People are called to serve through a letter in the mail, a jury summons, just like the ones that call you up for regular jury duty. But when you get called up, the grand jurors are separated out from the petit jurors. Now, there are 16 that are required for a quorum. A quorum is the minimum number for any action of that body to make it official. So there have to be at least 16 grand jurors who are there, present, and voting for the action to be official. In Georgia, there's a maximum of 23. Anybody else, say alternates, are excused for that day if there are more than 23. And 12 votes constitute what we refer to as a true bill, which means that an indictment will issue. The grand jury serves in terms. In Clayton County, where I practice, that is 3 months at a time. And here, they meet on Wednesdays. Now, that will be different in every county and from state to state. So what is the process? Unlike a regular jury, the grand jury hears several cases every time they meet and over the course of their entire term. When they meet, the grand jurors hear evidence that a prosecutor presents, and they listen to witnesses that the prosecutor calls and questions. And hearsay evidence, which is not permitted at a trial, is allowed for purposes of an indictment. So you've heard me say a lot about what the prosecutor presents. Well, that's because no defense attorneys are allowed in the grand jury process. It might also surprise you to know that no judge is in the grand jury room either, and that there is not a court reporter typically to take down or preserve what was said. So the district attorney is really in charge of the grand jury process. Grand jurors can ask him or her, as well as the witnesses, any question they want. Now there are some exceptions, and that's why Officers Wilson and Pantaleo testified, but that's highly unusual. In Georgia, law enforcement officers are allowed to testify before the grand jury if their alleged criminal conduct happened while they were in the line of duty. And that is why those officers have the ability to testify before the grand jury. After the prosecutor presents their case, grand jurors will decide if there is enough probable cause or evidence to believe that a crime has been committed and that the alleged defendant is the one who committed it. Honestly, the standard is pretty low. In fact, it is the same standard that is used for an arrest or for a preliminary hearing, and it's far below the trial standard of beyond a reasonable doubt. Much of the controversy that surrounds grand jury proceedings stems from one fact, and that's that the proceedings of the grand jury are a secret. Many people find it frustrating and confusing, but the law is that what happens in the grand jury room stays in the grand jury room. Prosecutors can ask that some evidence be released, But it is a crime for jurors to talk about what happened in the grand jury room during those proceedings. As a result, the grand jury's decision is usually pretty predictable. In almost all cases, what the district attorney wants, the district attorney gets. The process is so much in their hands that a New York judge once famously remarked that a prosecutor could indict a ham sandwich. I'm Jason Green, and I hope this helps you understand your criminal justice system just a little bit better. Thank you.
It's been a long